Hey, Alan. Love the show. One gripe I have is just, Mary, I love you. You're awesome. Just please stop saying, that's what I'm saying. We already know that's what you're saying. You don't have to keep saying, that's what I'm saying. But you say it like 3 times every second. We got it. We know that's what you're saying. That's all I have to say.
Do you do that?
I didn't notice.
I don't think I've noticed either.
I would like to hear you say it 3 times in 1 second.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Like Candyman. Yeah, I don't know that I've picked up on that.
I'll keep it in the back of my mind. It's obviously enough to make you call, so I apologize.
Tell you what, that particular individual had a real issue with it.
Yeah. I feel like maybe...
Sometimes verbal tics will be apparent to someone, but not to any of us.
Yeah.
And you just got to be aware of it, and then maybe you can change it.
Maybe that's how I agree.
That's what I'm saying.
I agree with people.
Oh.
Maybe that's what it is.
When
like
have you agreed with any of us?
Like if you say something like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can see that maybe being it.
The only thing I'm aware of is what's on the Alan Cox Show bingo cards. So if it's not on one of the squares, it doesn't happen. Picks or it didn't happen.
Can we come up with a new way to agree? Instead of saying that's what I'm saying, what could your new catchphrase be?
I agree with you. Old school.
Yeah.
That's totally.
I disagree with you.
100%. Yes. Same page. For sure.
Let's put a pin in that.
Let's put a pin in that. I'll circle back on that one. Per my last email.
Per my last email. Yeah, well, yeah, whatever. Yeah, the Alan Cox Show bingo cards are at alancoxshow.com if you feel compelled to print those up. I mean, this is like when you're super bored and listen to the show.
Which is hard to do because it's so engaging.
Oh, my God. 4.5 hours of unfettered hilarity, Bill. And I'm spelling hilarity with a hyphen just to put the focus on it. Just to, Poundcake will use quotation marks to emphasize something. I'll use a hyphen. They couldn't dig up any dirt on Johnny Depp, by the way. Everybody loves Johnny Depp. He's having a very acrimonious split from that Amber Heard, who by most accounts is also cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
She's trash.
But she's really hot, but they had a whirlwind romance a few years ago, and I think everybody who knew her told him, don't do it, whatever, but they got hitched pretty fast, and then things went downhill from there. And she's trying to get a bunch of his money. And she hired a private investigator, or her lawyers did. See, she said that he beat her up, and that's why. And then she would post these photos. She had a black eye. And then there was audio that came out that he had recorded, where she's throwing things at him.
Talking about...
And he's talking about how she's abusive to him, and she's like calling him a pussy or whatever.
She's like, yes, I punched you, but it wasn't like a punch.
Right. Yeah. And so her lawyers...
So he's Johnny Depp the whole time. Like, you hear him, he's like, I know what a punch is. Like, the way, like his weird voice.
I love Johnny Depp.
Everybody does, apparently, because they couldn't find anybody to talk shrimp on him.
Maybe
Wait, here's some of the audio. Amber Heard in a therapy session with Johnny Depp where she talks about physically abusing him.
I'm sorry that I didn't hit you across the face in a proper slap, but I was hitting you. It was not punching you. Babe, you're not punched.
Don't tell me what it feels like to be punched.
You've been a lot of fights, been around a long time. I know. You got hit. I'm sorry I hit you like this, but I did not punch you. I did not deck you. I was hitting you. I don't know what the motion of my actual hand was, but you're fine. I did not hurt you. I did not punch you. I was hitting you.
I was hitting you.
And that's what it is. Like, you're fine. Yeah.
If that was a dude, if the roles were reversed.
Of course.
It doesn't even matter without the reversal. She's getting fired from movies and stuff like that. They took her off Aquaman 2.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah, they're
because of this?
They're not messing with her anymore.
Wow.
No, she's getting just shut down.
Well, anyway, her lawyers hired a PI to just rake through Johnny Depp's life, and they couldn't find anybody.
They're just like talk. I mean, he has a lot of scars, like way too many scars. Paid a lot of money for these scars, but it doesn't make him a bad person.
Right, but that's also, out of all the people you think they'd be able to find something to be Johnny Depp. I mean, he seems to make a consistently questionable choices. I love the guy. I think
Does he though? I feel
he
like
seems to. He's
kind of
always
kept to himself.
but he's always fallen into some nonsense with I don't know.
I think he's very.
He just likes the wrong type of girl.
Yeah.
He just needs the right type of girl. Maybe someone that's, not so emotional. Maybe someone that is got a good head on her shoulders. Maybe someone that is living a sober life.
Maybe someone like Mary Santora.
No, but his ex-wife, that's who she was. That French girl he was married. He's got a couple kids with that, Vanessa Paradis. She was really sweet, and they were together for a long time, and then whatever happened. And he went into the crazy pool with Amber Heard. But they were like, because he's suing her for defamation. She sued him because she needs money.
Because he was losing work over, when this all started, there was a lot of people on Amber Heard's side saying that Johnny Depp was abusive.
Because they believe the woman. Mm-hmm. That's why it's such a tough thing. You don't want to discount when somebody says, he hit me.
Right.
But then you got to dig into it. You got to figure out if that's actually true or not. The private detective said that he interviewed dozens of people and couldn't find one person who had anything bad to say about Johnny Depp. They could. Now, he had to have been on the phone with every person he knew. Hey, listen. If somebody
I don't think he has to. I think he's a good guy.
So I'm like, yeah.
The PI said, in fact, most of the people I talked to said that Amber Heard was the real problem. I went to U.S., France, Italy, Britain, everywhere that Johnny Depp roamed, everywhere he walked. I couldn't find one instance, or at least an admitted one, where he was physically abusive to a woman. No one said a bad word about him.
Do you think they're star efforts, though?
He does surround himself with volatile people. Yeah, but you could do it on condition of anonymity. I mean, this guy could have said, look, your name is not going to be attached to this. I need to know. You dated him for a minute. Did he ever hit you? They could have probably been candid with somebody who was, but they're like, we can't find anything on this guy. She's looking at 3 years, by the way. If they found out that she faked evidence because she was taking the photo of her, she could be looking at prison time.
What, with like makeup and stuff, or?
Yeah, that when she took the photo initially, when she accused him of punching her,
it's fraud.
They say that she took a photo. Well, she did put a photo on Instagram that she said proved, but they're saying it was fake. That she put makeup on her eye to make it look like that that they're alleging that she painted her bruises on.
Do they have like doctor records of like her going to the doctor and the doctor saying, hey, these abrasions look like someone beat you?
Don't know.
It looks like a fist.
But a lot of times women won't go to the doctor. If anything, look up her YouTube history, how to cover up a black eye.
But I feel like if you are going to post a photo on your Instagram, I feel like you should be the first person you should call is your doctor. I need proof of this. He hit me, and they'll ask you even if you go for a checkup. They're like, do you feel safe?
Do you feel safe at home?
So.
She accused him of giving her 2 black eyes. They wanted to subpoena James Franco because he had been.
He's not a black guy.
He had been. He has amazing range as an actor, Bill, so I wouldn't put anything past him.
I love James Franco.
If you need somebody to play a guy exactly like James Franco, you're going to get James Franco. He really stretches. So, because she used those photos to get a restraining order on Johnny Depp. So now his lawyers are like, hey, by the way, if any of this is made up, you could go to jail. FYI. Offering false evidence under the California Penal Code.
Also, how legal is it to record a conversation?
Depends on what state you're in.
I thought you couldn't. In California, I didn't know you could do that.
Don't know.
No, you can.
Not down with their laws.
Remember the don't bring the black guys to my basketball games.
Oh, Donald Sterling.
Donald Sterling, yeah.
Right.
I didn't know you were. I don't know if
is that a one consent state?
I think Ohio is a one consent state.
Ohio,
California, there's a lot of. I think Illinois is a 2 consent state. Both parties must consent to be being recorded. Donald Sterling, that guy's alive, right? Mm-hmm. He was not a racist. That's what he said. He just didn't want black guys coming to his basketball game. He was the guy who had to hastily sell the Clippers.
11 states require the consent of everybody involved in a conversation or phone call. Those states are California, Delaware, Florida, Illinois, Maryland, Massachusetts, Montana, Nevada, New Hampshire, Pennsylvania, and Washington.
Only on a phone call, though.
No, any conversation.
So she had to approve of that being out then. Otherwise, he can get sued.
Oh.
There's levels to this.
Not a racist, not a racist. Not a racist, not a racist, not a racist.
Never mind.
Not a racist, not a racist, not a racist.
They love me.
Not a racist.
I don't know why the girl had me say those things.
Not a racist, not a racist. Not a racist, not a racist, not a racist.
Never mind.
Not a racist, not a racist, not a racist.
They love me.
Not a racist.
Don't bring blacks to my game.
Don't bring blacks to my game. You know, the game where there are a lot of blacks playing on the... Yeah, don't bring any more to my games. I'm trying to keep it classy, says Donald Sterling. Well, it all ended poorly for him, didn't it? He walked away with $2 billion. That poor guy, they really showed him.
Take that.
They showed him.
Take that.
Why I oughta... And he's probably invested in some other things, right? What's Donald Sterling up to these days? Who knows? He was banned for life. Couldn't buy another team.
Mm-hmm. I mean, what's he going to do? It was only got $2 billion.
Sold it to Steve Ballmer, I think, didn't he? I think Ballmer's
Ballmer bought it, and then he bought the Forum.
And he was already crazy loaded, you know, from Microsoft. So he's easily the richest guy in sports. But Donald Sterling.
How did that all work out then? That he was able... I mean, I guess she just leaked it to the media. It wasn't one of those things where... So everybody just had that... It wasn't like a legal situation. It was just leaked.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sterling was the name he gave himself because it made him sound wealthy. His real name was Don Tokowitz. You gotta like that. Hey, I'm Don Tokowitz from Chicago, Illinois. How are you? Don't bring the blacks to my games, all right? If you could
Said
do me
it once, I'll say it again.
If you could do me a personal favor, don't bring any blacks to my games. Jesus, these people. Yeah. They're going to pay Macaulay Culkin $2.5 million to do a cameo in the Disney Plus Home Alone reboot. They said, well, we don't want to do this without you.
Make him the robber.
No.
Yes.
What position is he? What part
He's
is he going to
be a top, Mary. Obviously.
Well, he's going to do a cameo as himself. What was his name in the movie? Kevin
McAllister, yeah.
So he'll do a cameo. Like, why not?
But I'm saying, how's he even going to come into the... That doesn't make sense.
Well, I don't know about that. They're just going to... I don't know how they're going to put him in this.
I don't know how that... Like, is it...
It's his nephew or something?
Yeah, but just Home Alone in this day and age with all the technology we have, it was far-fetched back then even, but for it to be in this day and age... No.
Maybe they get the smart house in on it.
I've seen parents babysit their kids by being on vacation. They have their whole house rigged up with cameras, and they have like an Alexa where you can talk into it.
Right, Alexa, release the paint can.
They're like, all right.
Right, could happen.
Alexa, make sure Johnny is fed by 12 o'clock, and he'll, the alarm will go off, and you're like, Johnny, it's time for you to have your supper. And then, he goes in, he knows how to heat it up.
Yeah, there's a lot of things Alexa can't do. I was reading about a woman who, I think she died, but a woman who had coronavirus asked Alexa for help 40 times because you can go into someone's account and all your Alexa messages are recorded.
Oh, wow.
If you know where to look in the app, and you have the wherewithal to go in and delete all of them, but that's all data that the company has is when you're talking to your Alexa. But these things, it seems to me, for as prevalent as these things are, it's a huge gap in the functionality that you can't use it for that. Like, you can't have Alexa call 911.
Oh, really?
Because
I thought it did. I thought Alexa be snitching.
Because most states, as I understand it, I think most states, the law is that anything that calls it can't call 911 because it has to be able to receive calls. So what you would have to do legally is somehow hook Alexa into a landline.
I think, okay.
And who's got a landline anymore?
Right.
So, yeah, you can't be like, Alexa called the police. Doesn't work. And that seems to be a huge gap. You should be... It's fun to say, order me more whatever, or, hey, play Weird Al Yankovic. But you got a woman here who's like, you know what I mean? Like, you should be able to use it for actual serious things if you need it. If these things are really going to become as
there needs to be some
our
sort
robot
of
overlords.
Intuitiveness that they can use, yeah.
A woman in Michigan who was dying from COVID-19 asked Alexa for help 40 times in her final days.
What did she say?
Alexa, help me. Oh, Alexa, I'm going to hurt. She asked how to get the police. and it gave her directions to the nearest police station. She was 66 years old. She told Alexa she felt like she was in a roasting pan.
Oh, man.
She kept saying, "Oh, my head, my back, my arms."
That's a movie.
My neck.
My back. Alexa.
COVID,
my crack. Yeah. So she died of COVID-19. But, she's talking to Alexa, and Alexa's not,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Nurse bots, they're on the way.
Like, I'm sorry, I'm going to miss you. I will remember your voice so your family can hear you.
We're going to have robotic healthcare providers in no time. And then it's going to go way worse because of that.
We already have robotic healthcare providers. My doctor has got no bedside manner, am I right?
I don't know your doctor.
Well, if you did.
Did you try unplugging your doctor and plugging him back in?
I sure did.
And nothing.
He did not care for that at all. My daughter's constantly talking to Alexa, by the way. But she's asking it questions that, and it's cute on the one hand, but on the other hand, she's not going to get the response she wants.
What does she ask?
She'll be like, Alexa, what's your favorite animal? Or, do you love dogs?
Yeah. Little kid questions.
Little kid questions.
And what does Alexa say?
Oh, something.
Not finding anything on dogs.
Something pithy.
Alexa doesn't have the ability to love.
Right. It's something pithy, though. It's like, I'm partial to hamsters because... And she'll make some joke. And my daughter's just looking at me like, what? Like, honey, you can't,
It doesn't know.
Yeah, it's not... like, she gets it, but she still wants to know what it'll say. Because I started. I'm like, hey, how much does a fart weigh? I'm that, I'm that guy.
Alexa, are you going to die of the sickness?
The sickness.
Isn't that amazing? I hope you think so.
Yeah. So, yeah, this woman. But it seems to me they're going to have to change those laws in 2020, if they're going to extol the virtues of these personal assistants, it's going to have to do more.
Right.
You're going to have to make it literally, very valuable to people rather than just, it's basically a way to get you to buy more crap is what it is now, for them to grab your data and sell you things and play music for you.
We'll just have to do like a crossover, like an insurance company, like Blue Cross or something, so they can find a way to make money off of someone that's sick with Alexa. Or you're just going to have Amazon be your healthcare provider.
I was going to say, what if you don't have... Oh, maybe that's what he's talking about. I was going to say... That's what I'm saying. I was going to say. I say that a lot. Okay. Sorry, I'm going back to the caller. Because I'm just trying to be, conscious of it. But yeah, what if you get it sponsored by, Blue Cross, but that's not your healthcare provider? So Alexa's like, sorry, that's Google Home or something. You know what I mean? You have the wrong thing.
Well, that's why it'll probably be, folded into whatever company it already is. So if that's Amazon... then Amazon will just give you Prime healthcare. Now, will it actually be Prime? Probably not, knowing Jeff Bezos, but it'll be something. Yeah, exactly. Free shipping.
Free shipping on your healthcare.
They'll bring you some drone medicine or something.
Alexa, put a colonoscopy in my cart. Creeping up on 50.
Excited about that?
Can't say that I am.
Really?
No.
Huh.
Nope. 40 didn't bother me because I was like, 40's your late 30s. 50 is going to be weird.
It's your 40s.
Yep, 50 is going to be where I have a mental thing that's, it's very strange to me.
What are you going to do? You can get a hot new car?
Nothing like that,
no.
But I'm not going to sit well with it. A hot new car.
Yeah.
Hotter than a 2015 Ford Fusion? I don't think
luck.
so. Good luck. With a moonroof? Come on. Leather interior, Mary.
Butt warmers?
Hi-oh. Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
Wow, that will be hard to beat.
Is it paid off?
Man. It is.
Because that's the best thing about any car, when it's paid off.
Yeah, except I pay off a car and then I want to buy a new one. So I'm like, I don't. Why would I do that? I'm like, I want a new. I'm like, no, why would I do that? It's ridiculous.
You don't have a car payment.
And these dealerships are trying to get you to do that all the time now.
And especially right now.
Non-stop. They're like, hey, we'll buy your car. I'm like, it's paid off. We'll get you a new one. Yeah, I know. That's what you guys do. I get it.
That's what you guys do.
Well, you know what I mean? I'm not shopping for groceries there. I mean, but there's a part of me where I'm kind of like, yeah, I should just get a new car. I'm like, why? Why would I start car payments all over again?
Now, to aid this need that you have, why don't you pay off my car? If you want a car payment so badly, you can just pay my car.
Didn't say I wanted a car payment so badly. I'd want a car payment for the car I wanted.
What do you drive? Want my car? A Kia Forte?
No, stop. Get out of here with that.
It's a 2017.
I know. They make good cars.
It is a good car.
I'll never.
But I don't want it.
50 miles to the gallon.
Don't want it.
Highway.
I can't believe how many car insurance companies are refunding people money because no one's
just
driving
got an
anywhere.
Email.
I mean, insurance company, more so like health insurance, they're looking for ways to take your money and not give you anything back. But car insurance, I'm just surprised that they're even making that an option.
Geico Give Back, which provides a 15% credit to all auto and motorcycle customers as policies come up for renewal.
A lot of renewal. Oh, I see.
Well, it's between April and October. So
well, that sounds like they're giving you a discount if you re-up with them, not because you're not driving anymore.
Why wouldn't you? I mean, I've never. I guess you could change your policy, but if you are one of those people, you've had the same person.
Yeah, you can't not have insurance, so you might as well stick with the.
No,
one
I'm just saying that sounds different than them saying we're refunding people their premiums because they're not
giving
driving.
you back 15% of it
if you sign with them again. They're not giving it back to you now.
As policies come up for renewal, the credit will also
up.
apply to new policies. You do not need to take any action to receive this credit.
Wow.
Right. I'm saying they're not cutting you a check for your past premiums because you're not currently driving.
I don't know.
They're saying they're discounting, coming back. But I was reading that like a bunch of them are sending people money back.
I text my guy and be like, "Hey, give me my money back."
Yeah, it's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever, I'll take 15%.
Alan, what's a smart guy like you doing with a Ford? I like Fords. What do you want from me? I grew up in a Ford family. I drove Toyotas for many years, and those are phenomenal cars. But I like Fords too.
Alan, look up a Ford Aspire. That was my mom's. Other than station wagon, that was the car that I remember my mom driving like the most. And she had that car for, I want to say, like 10 years. And my mom used to be a really heavy-set woman.
The hatchback.
So, yeah, and then she had 2 kids on top of that. That was like the smallest car ever. Huh. I'm so glad when she got rid of that.
Yeah, I grew up in a Ford family.
We had boat cars. My dad had big cars. Mercury.
Oh, yeah, my dad.
Not a Crown Vic. What was the?
Grand Marquis.
Grand Marquis.
Oh, my God, that is huge.
I loved that car.
I remember when my mom turned 40, my dad bought her a Mercury Grand Marquis.
I loved
brand
that
new.
car.
And it was plush, boy.
Oh, yeah, dude, that car's huge.
It was like the most opulent thing my parents probably ever... My dad, he bought it for my mom when she turned 40. And I was like, wow, this car
I loved that car.
is sweet.
I can't... I've had so many cars
So
that
much
have
room.
Oh, yeah, we were playing High-Lie in the back seat.
Oh, yeah. Well, we had 5 kids in our family, so it was just like everybody. But the first car that I got, it was another big car like that.
My first hand-me-down was a
Sebring.
Ford LTD with like the bench seat. If you saw a stop sign a mile away, you had to start hitting the brake. It was made of American steel, baby.
Why do you have to stop so early?
Because it was a like giant boat of a car.
Brakes, yeah, just a
old,
different kind of
heavy, huge boat of a car.
Wow.
Oh, he's not going to respond.
All right, I have to break.
Dang it.
Another shot. I'll let you go noodle on it there, and I'll come back to it. That's what you call a tease in the business.
Ooh. Well, if you really want to tease, the text that I sent was, what was that big gold car that I crashed in Lima?
Yeah, mine was gold too. Okay, another chance for you to get $1,000 is coming up at 5:30. If you want to text for anything else, 35192. And there's plenty to watch at AlanCoxShow.com.